What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? I'm your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Christ and Crypto in the Morning. This is long sum, short sum, guys. And if you're here Monday morning, this is actually the second section of what we just did. So go watch the first section of this, and I'll tell you this now, okay? We are discussing in the moment what is going to happen with this crypto legislation bill tomorrow. And in the very first section is called the daily topics. And we dive into just the news cycle section of this bill. Okay. Introduced by Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming. So go see it. We break it down. It's small cap science. And now we're going to look into the charts to see if there's evidence that based on the bill that will be introduced tomorrow, if that bill evidence will give us the dump that possibly could be coming, or is everything I'm seeing FUD, right? So we've had back-to-back pumps in the market over the weekends into this bill, and we're pumping right now. The question is, should we be careful? Okay, so I'm going to go large screen for you again, and we're going to continue to dive into these and get a good idea of what we're seeing, okay? Because again, the bill is being introduced tomorrow, but it looks like most cryptos are going to be called securities in this bill outside of Bitcoin. With New York just banning Bitcoin mining or a moratorium on Bitcoin mining, we're going to see if we are in a space where it's long blow off top. Right now, are we bottom or are we going to retest the bottom? And here's the thing, guys. It is rare. Now, it is very rare in crypto that we do not back test before we take off. And I know we had a little bit of a back test there. An XRP hitting 38.5 before this turned around on Friday evening. And now we've shot up 2 cents since then, right? But we still have not back tested. And this is what I want to see. The back test of all the way of that blow off top that I've been waiting for, that we had a couple weeks ago. So is this the catalyst? And we're going to continue to go into this. And I just went over the top part of this of small cap science. So go check it out. And we're going to continue to go over this and then dive into some more later. So it says here, okay, charts are backing up the evidence that we are in for a rude awakening. Right? Because again, we talked about this content supposed to be possibly bullish content, right? Yeah, for Bitcoin, could be bullish, but are we in for a rude awakening? We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for pumps after dump after dump after dump. Is that what's going to continue? And we see here, BTC dominance looking ready to explode upwards by 5 to 30%. Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is how much the market of Bitcoin's market cap compared to the rest, Ethereum included, the rest of the market cap. Bitcoin dominance is something we watch for. When Bitcoin dominance goes down, altcoins go up. When Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins dump, right? And we're seeing this pump into here. So now this chart he shows here, okay, he says 60 to 73% dominance could be a real possibility. And we're gonna double check his market dominance. So here's what he says from 2018. It says up here, bear market. It's when we break this section, okay, which I agree with. And actually XRP is semi-pumping right now. So whenever we have a parabola, which we have discussed multiple times on this show, parabolas we break. And you see here, the parabola broke, but it did not come down into the touch, which is interesting. Here, his parabola here broke, but it actually did come down. Okay, so you got a parabola bear market 4 years ago to the date. Very similar. Very similar. Just looking off that little pop there. Okay. Q4 2020 run breaks the parabola, comes down, got a wave 4, breaks all the way down, and now we've been running, ranging. Okay, the question is, are we ranging to break down or are we ranging to break up? And as you can see there, that's a daily chart. So if we're going to go to the daily chart real quick, and we're going to go to Bitcoin dominance ourselves and take a look, we can see that this thing is in this range right here. Okay, and this is what he was looking at just now. So we're gonna just see where we're at. That doesn't work, so we're gonna go here because there's a new low. And we're almost testing exactly the 1-to-1, right? And this is what we need to watch for. So this is pumping, all this is pumping with it, and on the daily, the dominance is up here. Okay, so the question is this dominance ready to roll over? Okay. And now that we're up here, the 1-to-1, if that breaks, you know, 1.72, 1.414 we're looking at. But you can see here, this has not back tested this level. It's not back tested this level yet. So when Bitcoin dominance rolls over, could that be good for all coins? Could that be what we're seeing right now? Now, here's what's interesting is Bitcoin dominance is shooting up today as crypto is firing up. That's not supposed to happen. So it's a little deviation here of a blow off top. Now you can see here in the dominance, and we're going to check this and see if we're almost there. You can see 3.702. The 702 is our turnaround rejection point. Double topping, double testing, right? You normally get up to the 414, then it rolls around and comes up and then tops, then rolls back over, right? And that could be the push that we're seeing there. Now, let's see what he continues to say here. And he says he reached out to Bake Obits for his thoughts on Bitcoin dominance. He says, I lean on him often for charting opinions, and his chart paints a similar picture. So this is what he sees in Bitcoin dominance. He's seeing a big double bottom in Bitcoin dominance to kind of come up here. But that doesn't mean it can't drop back down first and then go. And that's showing through 2023. Which I kind of just showed you now that if this comes up, rolls back down, then it could take another leg up. However, let's see. We're going to come all the way back, go on to 2 weeks here. And this is just our dominance, right? Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this to right here. We're going to come all the way back to 2017 and see where we are. And this will give us a better indication, as you can see. Trying to break the 1-to-1, if we come, it is 50% dominance that we will be looking at. We've already broken over the RSI. Here, the 50 RSI momentum loading up on the 2-week. That is not a bullish thing for alts. Okay, that is not bullish. Let's go back into what he's saying here. Okay, it says ETH also just lost 1.5-year trend and is ready to make its way to the downside. Now let's look at this. So this is the Bitcoin, ETH, Bitcoin trade. I don't trade anything versus Bitcoin, but this is the dominance they fall in. Apparently people enjoy this. And if I see this, there should be a 702 right in here, probably here, that we'll be looking at. I bet you this is the 702 right here. Okay, that's probably where that's going to go. When the penguin speaks, you listen. At Pintoshi called for landing at either $750 or $1,400 per ETH. And this is May 31st. So we're about a week behind. We've pumped since then. And I was in the same ballpark as them until just this weekend. Okay, this weekend's pump is concerning to me. Now, where is ETH at right at this moment? Okay. Yoink. ETH just hit, look at that, the 1702, which I've spoken about. Now, could this wick up? Because 1702 is a rejection level. Remember, it was 702 is a rejection level. And now here's a 702 on a larger scale. Here was one rejection. Is this going to be considered a rejection? Or is this going to work its way out? and pump another $40. And I know that's not a lot. That's $40 there. But look at your RSI here. It's holding on right now. It's really holding on. And I'm curious of what we're going to see here. We've all pumped, and I'm pretty sure that's it's a little bit of a 170% pump from the original. We ejected at 2.414, come back down. Could this go up one more move? The 203, yes, it could. But when you look at 1940 to 2400, if that rejects, so he's saying that this could pump to another $500 and then roll over, possibly. But we're at 1942, and that's actually where I believe we are sitting right now. 1902, he did it at 1942. So this was last week, pumps back up. We are back testing this area. Again, everything's kind of back testing that fall down. And it's taken a lot of momentum to get back up there. A lot of momentum to get back up there. Okay? Let's see how Uber's doing real quick. All right. Uber's a pump status. I like it. I went long Uber, and I have an alert thing that I do, and I longed Uber. Let's see. Uber long at 23. Yeah. 23.75. It's good. Gonna get out right here at 25.29. That's kind of the goal there. And when you see that, everything else pump. We even got Rune here. Look at that. Look at Rune. Something I've been watching and waiting. And I've been wanting to long this weekend, but I did not. Because I was on the opposite end of this. I was thinking we still have one more back test, and I'm not out of that yet. I'm not out of that yet. And he says here, charts seem to agree with the thesis that ETH and other L1s will be classified as securities. Buckle up if you hold anything other than Bitcoin. It says here, this has some very interesting implications for the CEX landscape, crypto exchange landscape. It could also be the reason behind some of the massive headlines that have dropped lately for some of the top exchanges. Will they be forced to meet regulations of all broker-dealers? I found extremely odd that Coinbase went from flaunting its stack of cash to rescinding job offers in a matter of weeks. This could be getting forced to make a heavy pivot for their business in the coming months of regulation. And here you go. Coinbase sent a welcome letter to new hires 2 weeks ago, promising it won't rescind offers. Says, we plan market strong ability. We have a decade experience. For some of you have already set time to speak out. Watch. We're extremely excited. We will not be rescinding offers. We will not be rescinding offers. You see that? I regret to inform you that we have resolved difficult to rescind your offer. What? We will not be rescinding offers. I regret to inform you that as a result, we've made a very difficult decision to rescind your offer. No one really knows. People are making the steps just in case this dumps, as in firing employees right now, or rescinding employees, freezing hiring. A lot of places around the country are starting to freeze hiring. Careful. Also making headlines for being willing to spend $1 billion on the upcoming election, which we talked about, was this guy, Sam Friedman, whatever his name is, FTX guy, Bankman-Fried, $1 billion, and he said $1 billion to make sure Trump doesn't win. That's what his quote was, against Trump. So he's going to stay, and this is what blows my mind, right? He's going to stay and put $1 billion towards the elections for Trump not to win, but to keep the same politicians that are in right now is what he wants. Those same politicians are the ones crushing crypto. I don't know. He's surrounded by a bunch of liberals. And what liberals tend to do, right? Liberals are people who are always in the right, no matter what. Always in the right, but on the left. What they tend to do is get people to vote against and donate against their own interests. This guy, unless his interest is 100% Bitcoin, and his interest is that his FTX exchange will be up and running because they're buying all this stuff right now. Good for them. Obviously, he knows something we don't. He knows something we don't. But another hidden narrative is that Grayscale GBT spot ETF application response is due back from the SEC on July 7th, a month from now. They've previously been denied spot ETF due to things like stablecoin FUD that cleared up in this bill. I think that is highly unlikely to be approved until 2023, but if you are a hopeless bull looking for a path to 100K, BTC being the only commodity and spot ETF approval is it. That would be big. Grayscale GPTC trading at 30%, approximately 30% discount to NAV is worth keeping an eye on, right? So the GBTC, they're actually selling at a discount right now because they just need money. They need liquidity in. He says, I also found a fact interesting in my research is that there have been massive inflows to the Canadian spot Bitcoin or BTC exchange over the past few weeks. And this is by Will Clemente. Says, they've now added 11,350 Bitcoin in the last 30 days, the most aggressive increase since. And that's because we're looking pretty low. We're looking pretty low right now. The question is, how are we going to look into 11 o'clock as these things move? And he says here, in my opinion, we are in a shaky spot. We are in a shaky spot in the market, and I'll be keeping my funds on the sidelines until we have more clarity on finalized legislation. I'd assume based on all the info here, ETH and other alts will see their final shakeout in the next month or two. If you'd like to hear, okay, that's the end of it, right? Yeah. So in the final shakeout in the month or two, how do you see that? What do you think about that? And let's dive to the charts real quick. I wanted to finish that for you while we're in here. Go back and watch the rest of that in our first section of daily topics, okay? But we really want to take a look into the markets a little bit. And the first one I want to look at right off the jump, guys, is going to be XRP. You know what it is. And I know that's the hour, and we see this just bounced down and is now hit here. The question is this RSI momentum on the hourly going to come up and back test 702 and reject and come down? Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hourly. See, the 4-hourly is looking a little more bullish. There's a lot of bullishness going on here. Question is this going to sideways move for the rest of the day? We're going to see, because this is what we see in the actual charts. We broke out of this downtrend on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement here. And I really thought this would be 1, 2, 3. That's where I still am. Do you hear me? I am still here for this touch right here at 37.9. I am still there. I'm not backed out of it yet. And here's why, because I see this. And this could be one of those times where I am extremely wrong. A, B, C for a complex correction. I know we have this, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that one up. See, we got that movement here. But I believe A, B, C, and this is kind of where we're really in reality, it's here. Okay, A, and we haven't broken it yet. So as long as we don't break this B wave right here, okay, if we don't break that, I'm still in the camp we're here on C. We've also hit the 2.702, okay, and we're being consistent with everyday talk. 2.702 is what we've hit. We've also seemed to reject, let me see something here. I don't have the 702 in this one, so let me go ahead and go 702 to see where we are. Okay. Oh, look at that. So I'm going to put an arrow here. Let me do this. Come here. Come here. See this? 702 is a direct whoop for that. Then 2702, 2.404 right there. This is normally a good sign for a rejection. And when I get off this, I'll probably add a little bit more. But we want to see, Okay. What we'd like to see here, okay, is if this is here, right, we'll come up, see one more. 40 and a 7, maybe. And if we see that reject, I will enter my short there and ride this thing down. That's what I will be looking for today. 100% is that. When I go to Cardano, you're kind of seeing the same thing. It did break up and out. We do have some targets up above to play the same sound of music here. Okay. If this goes up here. But now look, we're at this 1702 right now, touching the 0.5 and on top of this 0.702. We did hit 1-to-1. We did break up. The question is if this is going to hold here. Okay, so we're watching. If Cardano holds 61 right where we are, okay, and it rolls back up and breaks over 702, which is 63 cents, okay, from now, 64.5 cents. Nice little pump from here. What, 3%? 10% is 6 cents. Half of that is 5 cents. So 5% from here to break back up above. If that does that, I'll be looking to long and go to this area at least. And try to get some of that short back that I'm expecting. And if it doesn't, then this is what I'll be looking at. This kind of pump. So we want to watch this really closely. Because this is kind of what I'm seeing. I mean, this really, XRP really did its thing. And so did Bitcoin over the weekend. And speaking of Bitcoin over the weekend, I'll go ahead and go here because that's XLM we're looking at. You see the same thing in XLM. I see XLM as an A, B, C coming back to, we already hit the 1702, which could be the turnaround. So if this breaks this area right here, 15.1 cents, which it came pretty close. You see that? 15.5. It came pretty 15.06, but it needs to break the B. If it breaks the B and it comes like that, and that angle starts that way, this is invalidated. However, could this be it? Like an ABC that way? 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, if things are really crazy, he could come back and just test here, right? For a complex correction. So this is what we're looking at. You got a lot of things going on. You got this on RSI on top of here, the down, but it's also breaking here. So things to watch for. I know Bitcoin dominance is one we looked at. And then last but not least, of course, we're going to go look at some Bitcoin. Okay, I know this is 2 weeks. But if you see here, 2 weeks, bounce right off them little green lines over there. Head and shoulders breakdown. Here's the green lines. We are sitting, though, on the 2 week, right under, you guessed it, the 1702. We did back test the 1.414. That's good and that's bullish. Now, you see this? I'm expecting one more to 27. We came through it to 25, but I'd like to see 27. You see on the 5-day, we haven't broken through, so maybe this rolls over, and we will see. That's my thought process, though, right now on this Monday morning, as everything is pumping galore. AVAX was one that was really getting going over the last couple hours. It's up 10%. Well, before I started the show, anyway. Over the weekend, right? Up 10%, rejecting. You see everything coming to those resistance levels, getting ready to come back down, touch the momentum indicator on the RSI, and probably bounce or break through. And then I think from there, we'll have our idea and more idea tomorrow. So as I say that, these are our, I'll make sure I see what our stocks are looking at. This is just the day's performance. I don't have an hourly, but this is where we're at. Stocks in general are green right now. So hopefully for everybody who's really looking to long this market, we're there. I just want you to be careful. Because green on Mondays always makes me nervous. It just does. So, what are your thoughts, though, in the meantime? Are you ready? Are you ready for this market to go? Is this your market? Or are you waiting a little bit longer? Because here's your hour. We're still going. We're still going on the hour. Look at that. Boom. All right. Let's see. Dilp Patel says, it is all rigged. We are part of the greatest show on earth. The narrative is set by the elites. World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and be happy. And don't forget, Mr. Patel, that's by 2030. You will own nothing and be happy. With that said, guys, I'm your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Long Sum, Short Sum. Make sure to go watch the first section of the day, the daily topic, or just rewatch the whole stream as we dive into that thread by Small Cap Science. We truly appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, guys, for being here in Long Sum, Short Sum. Like, subscribe, do the social media thing, and I'll catch you soon. We're going to fade to black and go ahead and get on out of here. Love you guys, and God bless. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.